Hi, I'm Craig Hemingway, Communications Manager for the City of Moose Jaw, and this is the Notorious Jawcast. And today we are discussing a very special memorial that's been set up in Moose Jaw in memory of Captain Jennifer Casey of the Canadian Forces Snowbirds, who passed away in that tragic crash in Kamloops on May 18th. Since that time, Moose Jaw, home of the Canadian Forces Snowbirds, has turned out in so many special ways to pay tribute to Captain Casey. And to tell us all about it is Moose Jaw City Councillor Froese, who's also a member of the Tourism Moose Jaw Board of Directors, and Jacki Mason, Executive Director of Tourism Moose Jaw. Thank you both for joining us.
Thank you, Craig.
Thanks, Craig.
Crystal, I'll start with you, of course, as the news came on Sunday afternoon and started to become very, very real, unfortunately, for all of us. Immediately, a lot of us go, well, we want to do something. And in those matters, we don't know what to do. When did it strike you that doing a tribute at our Tutor jet at Tourism Moose Jaw was something that could happen?
Well, I think I'm like a lot of people who are feeling that same way. And I was thinking about what we could do. And instantly the tutor up at Tourism, the Snowbird, came to mind, and I thought, what a nice way it would be. I was thinking about, because I was going to be getting flowers and that for my own garden. I thought it'd be really nice to put some flowers up there, and just an expression of support for her family and in her honor and for the Snowbirds. And I know people feel better. I know I do feel better when I can do something like that. And I know our community does too. So I reached out to Jacki, of course, and to our chair, Kelly Carty, and wanted to know what they thought about how that would work, and if we could look to invite the community to come and do something similar and be able to express their support and their love for the Snowbirds as well. So that's really kind of how it just came out. I just was getting ready to plant my own garden and thinking about flowers.
Well, it's very nice, and of course through social media, and I know local media picked up on Monday as well, I believe. I mean, Jacki, when did you first start to see, outside of the initial display of flowers, when do you start to see members of the public start coming forward?
Actually, before we even got there to start on Monday. As far as flowers, that wasn't there till Monday morning, but I came to lower the flag on Sunday evening, and there was a fairly steady stream of people already, and people giving each other space. A family would show up, they would spend their time there, they would leave, and then the next family would go and take their time there. So I think I was here for about 30 minutes, and we probably saw about 5 or 6 families in that span of time Sunday evening already. And then Monday, it hasn't stopped since.
Well, and Kelly, the chair of tourism, she actually, when she was up putting her flowers there, she saw an elderly gentleman who came, and he spent quite a long time, she said, in front of the Snowbird Tutor, and then he saluted it and turned to her, and he had tears in his eyes, as did she, and as did we all when she was telling us that story. So there are a lot of people going and paying their respects in their own ways right now, which is really encouraging.
Jacki, what about that spot? I mean, it's one of the most famous locations in Moose Jaw, and of course, for a couple of reasons. Of course, Mac the Moose, and we're not going to go through everything that made him famous internationally, the last couple of years. But of course, the Tutor jet that's up there, equally, if not more, famous than Mac. And this, unfortunately, puts that into perspective. That also is the place to go and recognize our history with the Snowbirds.
Absolutely. We know how lucky we are to see the Snowbirds on a regular basis, but we have visitors coming all the time that think they're just going to be able to walk in and go see a Snowbird. So we know that this is a very valuable connection to Canadians, but also internationally, people who want to see what the Snowbirds are all about. We know, just based on the number of pictures that we get tagged in, that the Tutor makes it in almost every single picture that Mac does. And you're 100% right. I think that the Tutor is actually more recognizable internationally. So it has become a really important source of connection. I've had the opportunity to talk to many people just over the last couple of days, including current and former military veterans who are very appreciative of us having this as an opportunity for people to show their respect. In fact, as the last picture that I sent you will show, there were some people from the 431 that were here today putting stickers on the pots from the Snowbirds, just as a thank you to the general public.
Yeah, well, you mentioned, let's show. I'm going to share my screen here and bring up some of the pictures that you shared earlier today, and we'll start with some of the ones previous that you had shared on the Facebook page, and there's a display from today, and we'll just kind of cycle through some of the beautiful donations that have been made to that spot.
I love that it's predominantly red and white with little splashes of pink and purple. It's just so pretty.
And the Canadian flags, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's another. And then
the notes that people are leaving too, that are attached to them, are very personal and very moving. I think that the first day there was actually a bouquet that was sent from Winnipeg that's there. I'm not sure, Jackie, if you've seen other things that have been sent from other places, but I know that was kind of one of the first ones we saw.
Yeah, nothing that's indicated from a different location, but we know that some are. Yeah.
Yeah. And then here's the picture from earlier this afternoon on May 21st that you described, Jackie.
Yeah, so they've got little Snowbird stickers on each one of the pots and each one of the personal notes. So if you've put something out there, please know that it's been very, very well appreciated.
And in fact, just before that picture was taken, something I know Councillor Froese that you had a hand in making sure we were able to do was one of our City of Moose Jaw crew members there, making sure that all these plants stay watered so they can continue to thrive and be there and not just wilt away, which is not an insignificant thing.
No, it's a very windy, as it's very windy today, but it's even windier up there, and it's very dry. There's no underground irrigation or a way to haul a hose all the way out there. So Jackie would have had to, taken buckets out there. So we are so appreciative of city staff being able to, on their route of watering other flowers in the city, stop by and do that for us.
And I do want to add, actually, sorry, Craig, go ahead.
Nope.
I do want to add that I mean.
Oh, Jackie just froze up there for a second.
It's one thing to do. Sorry, the intention behind it was beautiful. He was taking great care not to wreck the notes. It was just a really nice sight to see the importance of the task that he was taking on today.
Yeah.
Something else that got mentioned earlier today in the Tours of Moose Jaw Facebook post was, again, we're seeing support from local businesses who want to lend their expertise in preserving that spot and making it safe and all of those things. And again, much like we saw with the community support to help restore Mac the Moose, we're seeing that same support come to make sure that this spot stays in great shape and stays special. So maybe we want to give those people a bit of a shout out, Jackie.
Absolutely. I know that they don't do it for the recognition, but I do want to thank Seaborg Hauling and Excavating for donating half of the gravel or the rocks that are out there to top it up, because there was some landscape maps showing, and it's hard to keep it up out there. Again, the wind moves things, and we try, but it's not always possible. And then Alex Carlton for contributing the other half, and by hand hauling all of the gravel onto the monuments. So yeah, our community is amazing. We've got other stories of other people with bigger plans too. So we're really proud. We're just so proud of this community. It's remarkable.
So as we sit here today, May 21st, really the message is still just anybody who wants to and can just continue to make that flower bed even larger. Is that it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I know we've had lots of questions on Facebook about what's going to happen to the flowers afterwards, and because they're in pots, which are wonderful, and we're watering them, which is wonderful. So we have been in conversation with our city parks to look for a location, most likely in Crescent Park, where they're going to be put, and that will come, when the time is right. So that people know that the flowers there are actually going to continue on, and they'll be part of floral display in Crescent Park for this season. So they're not, you know, just so people know that that's kind of where we're headed with that, and hopefully that will answer some people's kind of questions as they're dropping flowers off. What's going to happen to these next? So that's why potted flowers came about, because they need to be weighted because it's so windy up there. But also it's actually going to extend the life and maybe even add an additional meaning to all the people that are feeling the same way we know we are, that they're going to be able to walk through Crescent Park and see them growing there through the whole summer. So.
Well, that'd be wonderful if that could happen for sure. Well, I thank you both, and I guess Jacki, if people do have any further questions, I know the tourism office is closed right now for COVID-19, but is there a way for people to get questions to Tourism Moose Jaw about this?
Absolutely. And as Crystal mentioned, we will still continue to take the flowers. Please don't put them in a glass container, because they will fall over if they are not in a nice wide bottom pot. We're doing our best to go out there and collect anything that isn't going to last out there and get it to the base. But if they can't always accept everything, so please put it in pots if you'd like to be part of something that continues on. But anytime they can call the office. I have the phones are accessible, so they can call 692-0555 or email me anytime, director@tourismmoosejah.com.
All right. Moose Jaw City Councillor Crystal Froese and Executive Director of Tourism Moose Jaw, Jacki Mason, thank you both for your contributions to this wonderful tribute to Captain Casey at Tourism Moose Jaw, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you very much, Craig. Good to see you, Jacki.
You too, Crystal.